Hey ladies, so with Valentine's Day just around the corner, I thought I would take this opportunity to do a little theme junk journaling here in my junk book and then talk about love stories and why I believe that writing down our personal love story is such a wonderful thing to take the time to do, especially at our age when we have the benefit of time that allows us to be able to reflect back on how our love story has shaped us into the women that we are today. So I have collected some items here, this flow book, this whole box of paper. You know me, I have a box of paper, and I know you have a box of paper. So we're just going to gather up some things here that I think would go great in this book, and we're going to talk about love stories. And I'm going to talk about my love story as well. So maybe you're at your desk and you are within arm's reach of all of your stuff. If not, pause this and come back when you've got all of your stuff, all of your books, all of your glue sticks. We're going to talk about this book here as well. This is my love story. I made this for my husband for Valentine's Day. But first up, I want to address this really cute cup. You'll see this in a lot of my videos. It is my favorite coffee cup, but I do not have fun coffee in here. No, I do not, because I'm a woman of a certain age. So what I have in this cup, when you see this cup, is protein shake. I am trying to add in more protein this year, and I've been on the hunt for a protein shake that I like, and this one is, I've just discovered it. It's on sale right now at Costco. I love it. So if you're looking for protein, go down and grab yourself a case or two of these, because I am wanting us all to have strong arms, strong muscles, so that we can play with paper. Okay, let's get started here. In this video today, I'm going to dive into why I believe that writing down your love story is one of the most powerful things that you can do. This isn't just about nostalgia, though I have enjoyed walking down memory lane and looking at all the pictures of myself and my husband through the years. It's about legacy, healing, and claiming your identity. Now, ladies, they say by the time that we're 50, we carry a suitcase of life. It's filled with experiences, some heavy, some of them light. But inside that suitcase is a treasure most of us leave tucked away, and that's our love story. And whether it's a decades-long marriage, or a new chapter in a new relationship, or even the story of how you learn to love yourself after a loss, I think it deserves to be written down. Now, ladies, this doesn't necessarily even have to be a current partner, though mine is. It could be the love story of your first love, maybe an old love, maybe even a lost love. It's whatever love story that you decide has special meaning for you. Write it down. For me, it's actually all three. And with my husband's permission, I'm going to share some of our love story with you today. So, I first met my husband when I was 12 years old. And honestly, if it wasn't our story, I wouldn't believe that it was a true story. But this is our story, and those in the know think it's pretty incredible. And because it's so unique, this is something that I felt I needed to write down to preserve as part of our family legacy. Neil was my first crush. Remember that giddy feeling you got the first time you had a crush on someone? Oh boy, this kid had my heart all aflutter. I was obsessed with him. This scrappy 11-year-old was the most intriguing person I had ever met. I saw him for the first time on a camping trip in Linden, Washington. A camping trip that honestly, ladies, I was not excited to be on because I am not an outdoorsy person. But suddenly, here I thought camping was the greatest thing ever. Because for a lack of a better term, meeting Neil was my 12-year-old sexual awakening. But unfortunately, the saying is true. Girls develop quicker than boys, because as much as I tried to key him into the fact that I was head over heels infatuated with him, for the next 7 years, I was thrown into the friend zone. We laugh about it now, but it was excruciating to me back then. Oh my God, guys, seriously, what could I have done to make it more evident that I wanted to be his girlfriend? According to him, well, ladies, let's just say I can't say it here without blushing. But truth be told, looking back, we were just young, naive kids. It just took us 7 years to get on that metaphoric baseball field and get to first base. So isn't this a fun story? It's fun and nostalgic, and it conjures up so many innocent memories for me. But here's where things start to shift into the power of reflection. Because, spoiler alert, We did not ride off into the sunset like a Lifetime movie. No, we dated for one summer and then split ways. And neither one of us can remember when or why. We have spent years trying to come up with what took us out of each other's lives, but have yet to come up with any recollection of what happened. So what did we do? We went on with our respective lives, and I put him out of my mind. I put on my best 1990s low-cut short shorts and tiny tees. We remember those days, ladies. I moved to the big city of Seattle for the first time, and I pretended I was into grunge music, and I hit Pioneer Square in all my youthful glory. I basically hit the party scene and was living my best life. Until I got word through the grapevine that Neil was getting married. Reflecting back, I can still remember feeling like I got punched in the face. What? How? Hold up. That was supposed to be my husband. How could he have gone and found someone as amazing as me? I was beside myself. The party had officially ended. Full stop. Now, I eventually came to terms with it. I mean, I hadn't seen or spoken to him in 2 years, but obviously, look at him. This guy wasn't going to end up being a monk. So, I went on and dated. Dated a lot. Dated, too much. And I think we all know what I mean by dated. Yikes. It was not exactly my finest hour, or decade for that matter. I eventually got to the age that I figured out I should get married, so I did. To the absolutely wrong guy. But that's a story for another time. Maybe never. I moved 2,000 miles across the country. I had my kids and went on with life until my marriage imploded, and I was suddenly alone, raising 3 kids and wondering, would I ever find that healthy love of my life? I yearned for a relationship that would make me feel safe, feel understood, feel seen. I was older and wiser and finally understood my worth. I didn't know if I would ever be able to find someone that could meet the new expectations that were so firmly laid out in my mind. In fact, I had resolved that maybe a life partner was just not in the books for me. So I decided that I would just focus on raising my children, safe in the circle of no expectations, no yearning for love to find me. I told myself that I was a strong, resilient, independent woman. I did the old tactic of fake it till you make it. I was fine. Or so I told myself. Until one day, out of the blue, Facebook surprised me with a message that even in my wildest dreams I could never have imagined I would ever receive. A message 19 years in the making. A message from Neil. And that's when I realized that where I thought I was a failure in marriage, it was actually a relationship that prepared me to be in a place that I could finally be ready for lost love to re-enter my life. Now, we took it slow. I was a mother of young children. I couldn't let the fantasy of old, youthful love blur my vision of accepting anything less than what I now knew I deserved. 2 years later, I found myself and my children driving across the country, landing back where it all started, a KOA campground, where I fell back in love with camping, and I fell back in love. By the time the snow began to fall on Christmas Day of 2012, I posted this on my Facebook page. 28 years ago, a blue-eyed boy met a brown-eyed girl, and a friendship began that stood the test of time as we traveled separate pathways in life. 2 years ago, destiny brought us back together, and we began a new journey across the miles with hope in our hearts. 1 year ago, the blue-eyed boy said to the fragile-hearted girl, "Your heart is like a rosebud. I am a gardener. I will tend to it with kindness and compassion. I will water it with love. With time and patience and my best intention, I hope my love will allow you to blossom into the beautiful flower that I've always seen you to be." 2012, Christmas Day, a reminder of these long-forgotten words. This promise, this hope. My heart has blossomed. My soul feels complete. My answer, yes. This is our story. This is why I had to write it down. It is a shared memory of just how much I believe in destiny. In the old adage of, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it is meant to be. This is an example of shared meaning. as in how writing your narrative can actually strengthen current relationships by creating a shared vision. It is our favorite story to tell people when they ask us how we met. Honestly, it can get us both pretty emotional. And for context, Neil is a tough guy construction worker. He isn't naturally programmed to show that soft side of himself very often in public. But when we share how we met, when we share our love story, it can get him kind of choked up. It's part of our family legacy. We are proud that we didn't give up on each other. We are proud that neither ego nor fear kept us from seeking out what time took away from us so many years ago. This story is as much a part of our identity as individuals and as a couple than anything in our lives. We know how insane these circumstances were. We know how lucky we are to be back together. We know at the end of our lives, we will always have this amazing shared experience. That's why it's so important to never forget where our beginning started. And that's why, for Valentine's Day, I made this book, as a reminder to myself what true love means to me, and to show Neil how much it means to me that we have such an incredible story, that we celebrate during the good times, but it also gets us through the hard times. Isn't your story worth writing down? I think it is. Even if only for yourself. If you really loved someone in your life, celebrate the fact that you were vulnerable enough to share that part of yourself. And if you have someone who loves you in your life this Valentine's Day, my gut tells me that this is a book that would really be meaningful. Thanks for letting me share my love story. I hope that I have inspired you to take a walk down memory lane, maybe with a smile, maybe with a tear or two, hopefully happy tears, but maybe not, and that's okay. Sometimes a love story is about what we went through in order to learn to love ourselves, to learn our worth, to learn how to have higher expectations of the people we let into our hearts. If that's the case, then congratulations on learning those lessons. And if you find yourself in a place where you're thinking, geez, Mitzi, it all worked out for you, but I'm not buying into all this love stuff, I get it. Love can be super scary. I was you, remember? I was alone. I was not looking for love. I had basically taken love off the menu in my life. But look at me now. Maybe my story can make you believe in the impossible. Maybe my story can inspire you to focus on loving yourself more, to then be prepared to accept love when it suddenly appears. If that's where you are in your life, then that's where you are. So look for joy in your life. Seek out happiness in whatever form that is in your life. And I think you'll be amazed that love might just creep in and find you when you're really ready for it, when you're least expecting it. I know it did for me, and I hope it will for you. If this video inspires you, I'd love if you'd like and subscribe so that we can continue to inspire each other. I'm so grateful for everyone's support as I venture into this specific time of my life that I'm sharing through the means of pen and paper. I think I'm discovering that it's not what I'm doing in these videos, because they're pretty basic ideas. It's why I'm doing what I'm doing that resonates. And realizing that I'm not alone in the why, that's ultimately what brings me the most joy. The connection of knowing that we are women of a certain age, sharing, growing, learning, celebrating. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, bye.